Nobody in Hollywood history has likely done a better job of achieving the dream of an impossible buff male murdering hundreds of people with ease, while still being a charming lightning rod of a personality that the audience wants to cheer for. Even though he may be well liked, it seems like he doesn't get much credit as an actor, and is still made fun of mostly for his accent and awkward delivery. This is unfortunate, since it downplays the true talent he brings to a role when called upon. To demonstrate, let's take a look at one of his greatest performances, Ivan Danko in Red Heat. The central character of Red Heat is Ivan Danko, an Orthodox Russian policeman tasked with finding the Georgian drug lord who killed Danko's partner. In order to set up a lucrative business transaction, the drug lord escapes to Chicago, forcing Danko to team up with Art Rijik, a stereotypically loose-lipped detective from that city. What follows is a very conventional buddy cop movie, with a narrative that isn't really even worth paying attention to. Your focus should be on Schwarzenegger's performance, which shows how he could display genuine acting talent without calling attention to himself, and just acting in the character's best interests. In essence, he would never change or even exhibit extreme emotions, but he would be delivering an emotional presence that would help him seem more grounded and real. He had the lack of narcissism to approach himself as the biggest piece of a larger work, which made him feel more engaged with the actors and the reality of the fictional world. Schwarzenegger and the director Walter Hill understood that the secret to a great performance wasn't for him to try to reinvent himself or stretch himself too far, but rather for him to be at ease, to concentrate on particular behavioral details, and to approach the role as a dramatic one rather than a comedic one. Schwarzenegger's physique is the additional crucial factor that is at play. His form was rarely placed in an appropriate context in most movies. It doesn't make sense that a typical American male in movies like True Lies or Total Recall had a Marble Mountain-like appearance, and an accent that most viewers at the time probably couldn't even correctly identify as being from anywhere. It's easier to accept his stature when he's a Russian super cop with the measured grace of the Terminator, and is first presented at a bathhouse with other guys who are almost as massive and buff as he is. The fact that this movie wasn't a huge hit, and wasn't well remembered by critics or moviegoers may be the reason why this performance isn't talked about more. The same year, Twins was released and dominated both critical and commercial attention. It goes without saying that audiences' preferences for how they wanted to see the actor at the time are reflected in the louder, broader comedy with Schwarzenegger as a more overtly comedic character, being remembered as an important part of his career over Red Heat, but it also shows how people should have appreciated the variety that Schwarzenegger can bring to roles. Thanks for watching. To catch all the latest from us, subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified as soon as a new video drops. We'll see you in the next one.